Hey everyone, I've been a bit slack, I've been a bit busy, but good to get back on and have a chat. So yeah, obviously just finished Bathurst, and it was an interesting race, but there's lots of questions about Bathurst, so I won't talk too much about it, but until I answer the questions. But yeah, it's been good year where we're still in a good position. We've still got lots of points and still got plenty of support. So it's yeah, 4 rounds to go. It's getting towards the end, and every round it gets closer. It's getting more and more realistic that we can win this thing. So yeah. Anyway, I'll answer some questions, and hopefully I've seen there's some good ones. So let's hit it. First one, the last 20 laps we could see you were pushing hard. Do you reckon the car had more or any more pace to catch Lowndes, or do you think it wasn't worth the push and maybe wreck the car and lose all the points on offer? I think he had more speed. Like, I think, you know, no excuses. I think they were just better on the day. You know, car 1 was probably the quickest, then 888 was just behind it. And then we were probably best of the rest with, you know, quite even with the Fabian Coulthard, McLaughlin, a little bit more pace than Tander. But yeah, Van Gisbergen as well. So we're probably that next group, but I was pushing hard. You know, this last 20 laps, I didn't have anything left in the tank. I had fuel in my tank, but I didn't have anything left in my tank. I was pushing to the limit, and I was just a little bit slow off the corners. Off the last corner in particular, the engine was a little bit flat. So yeah, I think when we've had our power out, we had a couple of issues. But anyway, no excuses. I was tapped, and they were too good. So covered on the chin. And you know, be happy with second. Given the day we had, it was a good fight back, but he had my pace, so there's no use pretending we were quicker, because I don't think we were. Great job, mate. The cards were down, but hell, you done us proud. My question is there any penalty for holding back the field on a restart? We saw what JW Whincup did. Team radio: don't put pressure on Lowndes, don't let anyone pass. It's not a tainted Lowndes win, but upset millions of fans. Yeah, it's there's no penalty. You're allowed to do it. If that was on the safety car, you're not allowed to hold the field up. But then during the race, you can pretty well do what you want. But anyway, I think Lowndes was quicker. There's no doubt Lowndes was quicker, but if you were on his backside, in his toe, putting pressure on him in the biggest race in Australia, maybe we could have put him into an error. So, but you know, good team play. You can't knock Jamie for it. He got told to do it. The one time he probably listened, he obeyed the rules, and you know, there's no rule against it. So, you know, that's good teamwork, and I'm sure Lowndes has helped him out plenty of times throughout the career, and you know, he did what his team asked him. So yeah. Anyway, I don't think it would have changed. So I think Lowndes was too quick anyway. But you know, a bit of pressure, it could change the unfold of the race, and could have had a chance. But anyway, is what it is. And if it was my teammate, I'd hope they'd do the same. And you know, I'd probably do the same for my teammate as well. So anyway, is what it is. Do you think Lowndes should have received a drive-through for running over the cone at pit exit? I didn't see it during the race, obviously, but I've seen it after. There's been a bit on social media and stuff about it, and it says a car must not make contact with any traffic cones. So he clearly hit it. So I think the team asked the question, and the response was that it was on the line, so he got away with it. But yeah, he might have been lucky there. I you know, I don't want to win a race that way. I want to win because I can beat him, but he's probably got away with one by the look of it. But yeah, anyway, he didn't get penalised and won the race, and probably the best on the day, so he deserves to win it. But yeah, it's a few little grey areas starting to pick up the end of this championship, and he might have got away with it, but good luck to him. Can Team Pepsi Max Crew PRA find any more horsepower out of your car to match it with Red Bull Racing for the rest of the season? From my seat, it didn't look as though you could have passed Whincup or Lowndes. Yeah, I think there's a little boy in the background that should be asleep. But yeah, I don't know. I think there was a few issues with my horsepower on that day, because on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I actually had really good horsepower. So on Sunday, something happened with the mapping a little bit. So, I think we've got really good power. I think our guys do an amazing job with the workshop, and our reliability is absolutely, touch wood, faultless, and we're pretty close with horsepower. So there's a few things that have gone on, I think, in the past couple of weeks that may have made the Commodores a little bit quicker, but we'll see. Gold Coast, our engine will be strong. The gear ratio suits our engine. Homebush will be strong. Pukekohe to be strong. And Phillip Island with a low diff ratio again might show up a little bit, but I don't think we're that bad. I think if we get our mapping right and our aero right and stuff, we're actually pretty good. So reliability is strong, and that's the main thing for us now come the rest of the season. Next one is Dave Reynolds, fine, fair, or way over the top. It's probably hard to comment too much on it without risking getting charged money, but I think it was over the top. 25 grand's a lot of money. That's whether you earn it or not. I just there's no there's no way of fighting it. They give you a fine and you're stuck with it. It's a bit cruel. Dave's a really, really good guy. To him, there's nothing offensive. If they play the context of what it was actually said, he said those words, and then after he praised how he wished the girls well, he actually helped the girls all weekend, gave them advice, and he really wanted them to do well. So, I think the fine's ridiculous. And, if you want to look at the sport, we go to Gold Coast and there's grid girls, and there's girls running around in bikinis playing beach volleyball as a promo. I don't think that's, being a family guy with kids, I've got no interest going to play volleyball with girls in bikinis, and that's how they're portraying the Gold Coast event. So I think it's a bit hard done by. I think Dave's a good bloke, and I really think anyone who, who may think it was offensive, go speak to Dave, and I can tell you it's absolutely not offensive at all. So, but anyway, most of it's supportive for him. There's a couple that aren't, but most are supportive. So I think it's over the top, but it's just an opinion, but V8s have the power to do what they want, and it's their sport. So you've got to abide by the rules as well. So it's a fun one. I was wondering how many pull of window stickers are on your windscreen from Ollie. Hey, Ollie. We run, I think it was 8 at Bathurst, and every tear off is worth about $150. So every time they pull a tear off, it's like throwing a $150 bill. So they don't like taking too many off, but if you ask for it, they do it. But yeah, just think of $150, $3 $50 notes getting thrown in the air every time you rip one of them off for a clean windscreen. It's kind of expensive, but we run 8. So every stop you've got to have the option to to pull it off and have a clean windscreen, which is crucial. Can you please explain the 15-second penalty? We have seen plenty of cars take multiple laps to address a mechanical black flag. I don't actually know that rule 100%, to be honest. The team did. They sort of had 3 laps to serve it, but we obviously did the wrong thing, and we paid the price. So anyway, they knew it was a 15-second penalty. We didn't argue it. We drove in, we served it, and got on with the job. So proud of the team to fix the car. It was a quick change and a quick fix, and served the penalty and whatever. So be it. How did you feel about getting a penalty for a problem that wasn't actually your fault, and who hit you to damage the rear? I think one of the Nissans hit us on lap 1, which I was surprised. Lap 1, it's a silly spot to sort of start crashing each other, but looked like one of the Nissans got into us. But I think my rear lights didn't work because my power on the dash went out. I don't think it was because of the actual contact. I'm not 100% sure, because when they fix it, the brake lights come on. So I think it was our dash and our power unit that stopped the lights from working. So I don't think it actually had anything to do with the Nissan, but the rear flap, the rear guard that was flapping around, that was obviously contact. So we fixed that with some tape and fixed the power with new little power unit, and off we went. Awesome drive on the weekend. Watch Chaz have such a big crash, and knowing he was quite injured, did that unsettle you a little? If it did, how did you overcome it? P.S. Renee looked beautiful Friday night. Yeah, Renee looked pretty good. That was helping getting over it, but no, it was hard. It's tough, when you come in after qualifying. I just went out on warm-ups. Come out, I knew Chaz was on scrub tyres because he crashed in the practice before, so he had an extra set of tyres that he was going to try and do a lap on. And when they said there was a massive crash at Forest Elbow, it's car 6, you just assume he's just going to tow back, cause a red flag, tow back, fix it, and off you go. But the boys said, get out, it's going to be a long one. And then went and watched the footage, and yeah, it's horrible, to be honest. I just didn't want to get back in the car at that point. Wasn't scared, like, you don't get scared in the car, but you, I don't know, you just mentally didn't feel like getting in the car. It was a bad feeling in the garage. The team knew straight away. Chaz commented on the radio that he said he broke his leg and his wrist was really sore, and when you watch the footage you can actually see his leg flopping around, so you knew he was in a bad way. But it was good that he was actually talking. But yeah, it was really, really quiet in the garage for qualifying, and yeah, normally it's no, there's a big vibe in there. So yeah, it was good that they called the session. Obviously the marshal as well getting hurt was bad as well. So everyone involved, it was just really negative. So yeah, it was really good to can the session, go to bed Friday night, and sort of hug the kids and stuff. And then you put your helmet on the next day and you're ready to go. But just wasn't ready. So I'm glad, I'm glad they called it. And it affects you. There's no doubt it affects you, because he's a competitor, but he's also one of your good mates. So you can imagine one of your good friends getting hurt, you don't feel that good. So glad they canned it, and then the next day it was about redemption, really. And then it changed your approach and your attitude, and it was about doing a good job for him then. So yeah, it's good the way it worked out in terms of changing the days. I was on the hill at the Great, which is just before McPhillamy. Can you hear the crowd cheering when you drive past? I can see, you can see the crowd, but you can't necessarily hear it. But yeah, you can really feel the energy. You can see all the blue flags and stuff. It's a quick part of the track to sort of catch a glimpse of it, but yeah, you definitely can see see the support. And there was a lot of red through there. Then there was a lot of blue. And then there's also one guy waving a yellow flag up near Skyline, which I thought was a safety car, which I got excited about. So if you're the bloke waving the yellow flag, I don't like you very much, because you got my hopes up. And with about 10 to go, he kept waving this yellow flag, and I thought the safety car was out. And I was on the back of Lowndes with 10 to go. I was going to have a crack. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think it was a Shell Helix flag from about 1995. So, bugger, I thought it was a safety car flag, but you can hear the support, or you can see the support, and you feel that to drive you on. I was pushing hard across the top, so we appreciate the support. It's really cool, Bathurst, and yeah, it's really cool, especially parade laps when people are cheering you and stuff. It's really, really drives you to get a good result. Do you practice much on simulators, and does it help? Also, do you collect the model cars that you've raced? I've got a simulator, which probably going to sell, so if anyone wants to buy a simulator, you can buy it. But it's decked out in all my Orcon cars and stuff, and it was really cool until you have kids. And then they all want to play, and it's called iRacing, the game that I used, and it's actually a paid account. So people who get on pay for an account, and it's simulation racing, and when your kids get on there and crash other people, it's got your name there. It doesn't really do you very well. So yeah, it might be time to get rid of the simulator. And also collect a helmet from every year. I keep one of my race helmets, and I keep one of the model cars. I keep a race suit, and that's sort of my memories and memorabilia from the year. And one day, I think, I have it in this little room in my pool room, and one day you'll look back on it, it's really cool, and I hope the kids one day will be pretty proud of it as well. So try and keep that from every year, and that's sort of the memory. And then trophy-wise, you keep the Bathurst trophy and the championship trophy. They're the two that you can keep. So given your contract, but yeah. It was a little pathetic to hear the crowd booing you and Steve onto the Bathurst podium while still cheering, despite the fact 2 years ago they were all chanting your name. How does a driver feel being booed in any regard? Whatever, it doesn't really matter. If a Holden wins, they boo the Ford guy. If the Ford wins, they boo the Holden guy. So, it's probably a compliment. They're booing you because you stopped the Holden getting on there. So, but yeah, I know I gave it my all, and I was spent after that race, and it's a bit disrespectful, when you come in and first thing you do, shake Lanza's hands and stuff, congratulate them. It's a real battle, same as Garth, but the crowd, to boo you is a bit average, but then they go and vandalise the joint Monday. So some of them aren't the most probably best people anyway. So anyway, but yeah. But I know there's plenty of support on Facebook and everything. I read all the messages. I had 950 something messages on Sunday night. So they were all supportive, and a couple of drunk blokes booing you. It doesn't matter. You get over it pretty quick. How many times do you change clothes in a weekend? How many race suits? And are they dry cleaned, or does Paul Renee have to wash it all? Great salvage mission at Bathurst. Shows just what a top outfit you are under such dry conditions. Yeah, thanks. It was cool to bounce back. You get 3 race suits, 3 race tops, 3 race pants, 3 pairs of socks, 3 balaclavas. So 1 each day effectively. But Bathurst Saturday night, I loaded Renee up with a heap of suits and stuff, and she washed it all and had fresh gear Sunday. So it's pretty cool. It's always nice to put clean clothes on, because a day of Bathurst they start to stink, and it's good to put clean gear on. But I use 2 helmets throughout the year, and I don't sweat too bad, so the helmets last. But clean race suit is like putting on jumping in a fresh bed. It's perfect. So but poor Renee, she was up Saturday night till about 10 o'clock washing my gear, but I was in bed or asleep on the ground, so lucky for that one. Is PRA still helping DJR Penske with their car, as the Xbox Falcon seems really quick? Or is Scott and Marcus driving great? We're still helping them. They still have an engineering package, but on the weekend they were really quick. Scott in particular, and even Marcus were driving really good. They come into our engineering briefings and stuff, and that's part of the arrangement. So they keep an eye on what we're doing, but we don't really get too much from them, because if they're paying you, there's no use them giving you stuff. So their arrangement is to come and engineer our team, and it's a great relationship. And Scott and Marcus, they were just doing a great job. So unfortunately, Scott's crash at the end, he looks like he's lost power steering or something and gone in. But I thought he drove really good. That's the best I've probably seen Scott drive, and knowing you've got the same sort of equipment and what the job he was doing, it was pretty impressive. So he deserved a better result than what he got, but yeah, I'm sure that's confidence for him now. I think Penske will take the next step, and the drivers and stuff, and that was a big boost for the team. So they just did a really good job. So they've got the gear, and they stepped up for sure. What would it mean to you winning the championship? You get sick of running up, playing runner-up or third or whatever. So, trying hard to win this thing. It's been a good year, but anything can happen. But to win it would mean everything. It's what you start this sport for. You sign up day one to be the best, and Bathurst is one of those achievements. Winning the championship is the other. So thankfully I won Bathurst, but the championship is what I've always been desperate to win. It's means you're the best for 12 months. You get number 1 on your door. It's a massive thing. So we're trying hard, but I don't want to think too much about it. Get to December, and if I win it, it would be huge. So yeah, it would be a massive celebration, and I don't know, you've been on cloud nine for a long time. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can win it, and I'll tell you exactly what it means if we can win it. Good recovery on the weekend. Do you think the team should put something between your legs and the gear shifter so there is less chance in the future of injuries to your legs like Chaz's had? I think the safety cell thing is what we should have. I've pushed for it a while ago. And in our sport, we always seem to be reactive to something that happens. And if he had a safety cell, I think his leg would have been a bit better off. So, that was a massive crash. So that was like 50G into one wall and 50G into another wall. That's huge. But, a broken leg, that bone in your leg is a massive bone. And to break that is a lot of force. So, it looks like the safety cell may restrict things like that. And if it can stop the leg from getting broken, that's huge. So we have to look at it. It makes it harder to do driver change and all that sort of stuff. But if every team has one, then we're all in the same boat. So, you've got to commend the rules and the sport for how the cars have come a long way, because if they had had a rear fuel tank in the back, that car would have caught on fire. He had a broken leg, and he wouldn't have got out, and the car would have been on fire. So you look at how far the cars have developed, and it's good. But then I think there's still more improvement, and the safety cell is something that would stop that leg coming out and hitting the gear stick. So I'm sure teams will look at it now. They've done a great job with the car, the way the roll cage and everything on the right is now protecting the driver. The driver's seat's over, all that sort of stuff. But the next step is would have to be the cell to protect the driver. Do you find it hard from driving a race car at top speed to jumping in a normal road car? No, not really. It's you just put cruise on and sort of cruise on home. But yeah, it's easy with cruise control. Without it would be difficult, but with cruise control you just set and forget. So yeah, not too bad. What do you think about Fabs moving to Penske DJR? Yeah, I think it's good. I think he's a very good driver, and I think he'll do very well there. The team looks like it's turned the corner a little bit, and obviously rate him. He's very quick. He'll go to a team that he needs to probably learn again a little bit, and learn how the cars work and stuff. But he'll be a championship contender. He's I think he's signed at the right time, and I do rate him as a driver. So we'll see what happens. But he's made the right move, I think. It's obviously on a good earn there if you read the papers, and he's got a good lifestyle in Queensland, and he's got a very quick car, and 33 wants to win a championship. So yeah, you've got to back him, and he's a good guy. So hopefully he does well, and he's a great addition to Ford as well. So another competitive car is good for the Blue Oval. You looked a little disappointed after the race. Looking back now, I think it was one of yours, Steve, and the whole team's best ever comebacks after the black flag, and second place was a great result. Sometimes your best races are not a win. I was not disappointed. I was spent. Like, I did a 90-lap stint at the end. Had a massively long brake pedal, and I was on qualifying laps trying to hustle it to catch him. And yeah, I was pretty spent after the race. I couldn't eat all day either. I had a bit of a crook stomach, so I struggled to eat. So I was low on sugar and felt really flat. And I had a bit of chocolate after the race and actually come to life. But yeah, a little bit disappointed, because when you're second and you've got a chance to chase the leader, you always back yourself. But when you've given it your best, you go to bed and you go, I'm absolutely spent. I've given it 110%. We finished second. You got to be impressed and happy with yourself. So Lowndes was too good. Triple Eight were too good, and I know I drove it as hard as I could. So, but yeah, I was just spent. So I wasn't disappointed or anything. Just spent, and by the end of the night, ate some chocolate, ate some sugar, and I was actually full of life again. So yeah, I wasn't disappointed. Just spent, really. Just wondering if you and ProDrive will still be driving forwards for future years to come now that you're getting that factory support. Next year we'll be driving the Falcon, it's confirmed, and we'll definitely be in the Falcon next year. 17, I'm not really sure. I think, I think the team's still going through that. The team's, that's the team's, role. I don't get involved in it. I hope, for Ford fans' sake and everything, it's, we keep it, but yeah, they've got to want to be on board too. We think we do a lot for Ford, and the fans are really the ones that really stick by Ford and support it. And they're a great product, and the only car I've ever driven is a Ford. So obviously I've got a lot of passion to it. But next year for sure, and then 17, who knows? But I'll be at that team. I'll be at ProDrive. I'm contracted to ProDrive, and I'll back the team whatever decision they, whatever path we go down. Now that the Bathurst is done and dusted, has the team and yourself now focused on bringing back the championship? And what race do you see yourself being champion-elect? Focus is the championship now for sure. We've got 399 points. The good part about the run home is the fact that 150 points is the most points for a race. So Saturday at Gold Coast 150, Sunday 150. Pukekohe is split up into 3 races. Phillip Island split up into 3 races. So it gives you a couple of cracks at the pie. So if you have a DNF, it might be worth 150 points. A DNF at Bathurst or Sandown was 300 points in one whack. So if you can wrap it up before Homebush, that would be absolutely fantastic. If you have to win up in the last lap at Homebush, so be it. Just as long as you win it, that's the focus. So we're in a great position, full of confidence. I don't, when you're down and out, I feel like you can bounce back, and Bathurst sort of proved that. You just got to fight to the death, and that's sort of what we're trying to do. So hopefully there's nothing that gets in our way, but we're just trying hard to win this. You just got to win it. That's the biggest thing. What was your toughest challenge on race day? At Bathurst, we had a lot of challenges. Probably obviously the blackout on the screen. It said no data, so I had no shift lights, no telemetry, no nothing. So I didn't know lap times. I didn't know where to shift. I didn't know what gear I was in. Had no roll bars. Didn't know where my brake bias was. Really was driving blind. I felt like I felt like Alan Moffat back in the day or something, with no telemetry and stuff, just old school racing. But I was still doing 208s, which was really cool to know that your muscle memory knew where to shift. And I passed Luff, and I was starting to come forward until I got the black flag. So it was actually really, really tough. It's a tough challenge, but I actually felt really, really good about myself after it, because it's actually quite tough to do. But and then I hopped in, it was broken, and then gave it to Steve. They fixed it, and I hopped back in, it was fixed, and I don't know, the day didn't feel that bad after that. So it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough running blind. Congrats on second at Bathurst. What happened to Chaz Mostert's car after? Is it repairable or a write-off? How about Le Mans in 2017 in the full performance GT? I'm not sure what happened to Chaz's car. They've got to analyse it and see what they can salvage off it. It was a big crash, so whenever there's a crash like that, it does a bit of damage. But our team's got 2 spare cars, so luckily the guys have got a car that they can already prepare, and Gold Coast is a week turnaround, so the guys will fix that. Obviously, work on the car to get it ready, and then get into the other one later on. But there's no rush to get into that damaged car now. They'll prep the spare car. They'll prep, get it ready, and then that's obviously the focus. So in 2017, I haven't, it'd be great if Ford wanted me to run it, but I've had no contact, and they've got so many people over there. So focus is winning this thing, and if anything in the future ever comes up, you look at Le Mans and stuff. But my focus is so dedicated on this championship that I haven't even thought about anything else. So try and win this, and then later on sort of see what comes up. Last one. When you saw the footage of Chaz's crash, do you think he would have such horrific injuries? When you look at it, it was a big crash. He was lucky in a way, and he was unlucky in another way. But hitting that marshal post probably stopped the car from tumbling over the fence and down into the trees. And our cars are definitely not suited to hit trees. So, a broken leg is huge, a broken wrist is huge, but no head injuries is a massive probably compliment to how safe the cars are. So that's probably the biggest crash I've seen in a very long time. 50G is crazy. He didn't black out, which was good. Just poor fella. He's in a lot of pain, and I really feel for him. But horrible to watch. I don't want to keep watching replays of it. It was once was enough, and hopefully I'm going to catch up with him when I go to the Gold Coast and go and see him and try and cheer him up a bit. But horrible to watch. So definitely don't want to watch something like that again. But anyway, guys, good to be back on and having a chat. Thanks for all the good questions. We'll try and keep doing it. I've been slack and busy. You can see the kids, they don't want to sleep. Daylight saving, I think it's 5 o'clock in the arvo, but they still running amok. So, but anyway, thank you for the support. We're trying to win this championship, and we're really, really close now. So, let's get through these next couple and try and put number 1 on the blue oval where that number 1 belongs. I don't think it's been on a red car too long, and we want it back the blue oval. So thanks for your support. I can read all the messages and the social media stuff, and really appreciate everything that everyone says, and all the support that you guys give. So thank you, and hopefully see you at the Gold Coast. See you guys.